With the holidays right around the corner, a lot of people are taking this time of year to think about all the things that they're grateful for. All the good things that happened throughout the year, and, the good things that could happen next year. A time to look back on the year, think about the people you may have lost, think about the people you may have gained. And in my case, think about people that don't exist that I want to hit with a rake so bad. Before I get too deep into the weeds here, I am going to be answering 3 questions regarding each person that I talk about. The first question is going to be, why do I hate them? The second question is, how long did it take for me to get the ick from this character? And lastly, do they have any redeeming qualities at all? So coming in at number 5 on the list is just the McPoils. Now, yes, I'm talking about the brothers. Yes, I'm talking about the sister. I don't remember her name. Forgive me. My wife and I are on our very first run-through of It's Always Sunny. I'm 34. This show started when I was 15, and I'm just starting it now. So let's take it easy on hammering me too hard. But I'm gonna just say the entire McPoil clan, not just the brothers and the sister. Now, I know the McPoils are meant to be disgusting, but ew. The way that they're always damp, not wet, but like they just come out of a sauna or dried off half of themselves after a shower. Just so heavily damp. And the thing is after watching this show and seeing the McPoils as often as they show up, I'm realizing now that I think every graduating class in history had at least one McPoil. In my case, it was... But that's the part that stresses me out the most about them, is that I think everybody knows a McPoil, and ugh. With the McPoils, I'd say I hate them just because of how gross they are, and I'm falling right into what the guys want me to. This is what the characters were designed exactly for, and they killed it because like they're just so slimy, literally and figuratively slimy. When did I start hating them? Instantly. On site, ASAP, pronto, yesterday, for always. The second I put eyes on them, I was just like, nope. And good job by the guys writing the show to make such a disgusting family. And so many of them. Gross. And do they have any redeeming qualities? I'm gonna say no. No. Other than just plot thickening for It's Always Sunny, no.
You guys are weird.
Now, number 2 on the list is Brainy from Hey Arnold. This is your standard 90s nerd trope with a bit of a twist. I like the joke, but the problem is that heavy human breathing makes my fucking skin crawl, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It makes me nauseous hearing other people chew. Just keep your mouth closed, you gross ass yuck person. Now, with Brainy, he's a little different because it seems like he almost shifts through space and time and just sort of appears in the episodes. You never really see him hanging out, walking around. It's always just... And I don't rock with Helga, but I understand exactly why she punches that dude every time. I get it. And he's got a perfect face for it. Just that backhand BAM! But jumping into it, why do I hate him? Honestly, it's the breathing. Breathing makes me crash out, and it's his only shtick throughout the entire show. There's not even that one part where every show has where it's, we'll just make the joke that, the guy that only does one thing finally does it. Nope, they don't do that. Now, in terms of when I started not liking him, as a kid, I thought it was just funny. I didn't care at all about it. I just thought, haha, man, breathes, gets punched in the face. As an adult, though, oh my god, I've had time to grow pet peeves throughout my existence, and dude, loud mouth breathing, open mouth chewing, I think it's just the human mouth stresses me out. And in terms of redeeming qualities, I'd say Brainy does have that he harasses Helga Pataki, and she sucks too, so go get him, dude.
Why don't you go to the doctor, you frickin' weirdo?
Coming in at number 3 is Ted from How I Met Your Mother, a character who somehow managed to be the only dark spot on an otherwise, to me, perfect show. Now, I get it, the people who are going to be here for How I Met Your Mother, ooh, the ending, I get it, and that's not why we're here, okay? We're not here to talk about the dumb, stupid ending of this show. What we are talking about is the dumb character who probably forced the end of that show. Now, I like Josh Radnor. He's a good actor, he makes music, Go get him, dude. But this character, Ted Mosby, is just so irritating. Everything is always the worst. He's always sulking. And he's just dumb and just unbelievably emotional at times. And I know that the trope is for him to be kind of like a whiny man in the first place, but there's times where it's just so absurdly stupid. And now, also, I'm gonna say I'm fully qualified to make these points. I have gone through How I Met Your Mother with my wife. I believe we just finished our 8th watch through last year. I'm qualified, yo. Okay? I've got a master's in How I Met Your Mother. But Ted just does everything in his power to sabotage himself. Yes, there are times in the show where bad things do happen to him. Objectively bad things. Getting left at the altar probably sucks. But to make it a trope throughout the rest of the show, I understand. Huge watershed moment, but me, dude. So I guess what irritates me the most about Ted is the way the writers just went in and just wrote, like, I don't know, just make the most annoying, bitchy, clingy, weird, whiny, compulsive, yet somehow super dignified and scheduled. Ted is annoying. Ted just drives me nuts. He's that one friend that your friend is friends with and they just sort of drag around, and then all of a sudden the entire day has become about that person you had just met the weekend before. And I didn't even dislike Ted until probably my 3rd time through, when the ceiling finally exploded and it all just came raining in, like, oh wow, this guy really is just this whiny. And in terms of redeeming qualities, like, yes, there are a few funny bits with Ted involved, but the supporting cast, I say lightly because they're better characters, carry the show. Robin is basically just Lady Ted Mosby, but like more of a bro. I'm not getting into it. Next character.
You know, you ruin an otherwise really perfect television program.
For number four is a little obscure. Not so much anymore because of the chicken shop interview or whatever, but Rocco from Sesame Street, if you're watching this, bro, not cool, man. Not cool. I am so happy, though, that the writers just left this joke going and going and going and going. Sesame Street's been on for over 50 years. I don't remember when the Rocco joke came into fruition, which I feel like I should, because as a dad, I've watched hundreds of hours of Sesame Street at this point in my life. But I also try to just ignore Zoe and Rocco as often as I can. Both of them are just like, And I guess you could, I'll say Zoe, but I can't add another person to this list. I guess she catches hands by proxy, hands by association, if you will. But her willingness to crash out a party for a rock is incredibly stupid. And now I get it. Like, oh, you're going in on a kid show. Yeah, I am going in on a kid show. You know why? Because if Elmo has beef with somebody, then I have beef with somebody. Because Elmo has beef with no one. But if Rocco sucks so much that Elmo is just never gonna move past it, I'm not either. So why do I hate Rocco? I hate Rocco because Elmo instructed me to. Elmo sees something that I very clearly don't, but I will trust Elmo's judgment on this. Now, I can't say I disliked Rocco right away. I did think the first initial shtick, I'm sure early on, was funny to me, because stupid things like that make me laugh. But I'm sure once it sat in, like, oh, Elmo doesn't like this, and Elmo rocks with everything, then I was like, oh yeah, that rock. Redeeming qualities, I'm just gonna go, no, it's a rock, and it's a shitty one at that.
Wrong tool.
And now for the character who spawned this entire video idea, George from Peppa Pig. This show has become my son's latest obsession. He watches a few different things, but the big one is Peppa Pig. A show that I didn't realize has been out for like 15 years now. I get it. You're going in on an 18-month-old character. You're right, you're right, I am. Because this is more of a adult's analysis of Peppa Pig as a show. The fact that they put in a character that can legitimately only say dinosaur, no, make blech sounds, and then worst of all, this is the most insane part of it all, is the show's willingness to record one cry track and just put that one anytime George cries, which is always. You just put the same audio track over the event. How is that cool? Every time it happens 4 times an episode, and episodes are 9 minutes long. And then another part about this shit that irritates me, he can only say no dinosaur, but then when they're singing songs in the show, suddenly he speaks perfect English. But the second the song's over, I jump back to dinosaur. Or crying. Peppa Pig is a lazy show that is proof you don't need good animation, good story writing, good background design, good character design, or good voice acting to have a show that's on for 10 years. George is just the worst part of an already bad program. So why do I hate George? It's just the character. It's obviously I don't hate an 18-month-old pig child. Nah, yo, that, I'm going in. So why do I hate George? Because he's a shitty character on a shitty show. It makes watching a child's program, which is already irritating enough, more irritating. Every time. And they have other characters in the show that cry somehow more than George. Like Baby Alexander. Let's make a 9-minute show. 7 minutes of it should be crying, right? People will love that. And George is another one that I had no feelings towards for a bit. And then after watching the show for about a month, it was like, all right, I'm so over seeing this character. And the character is constantly on the screen. Does George have any redeeming qualities? I'm sure if I sat down and really went through it, I could find some. But you know what? This is my list. I can't stand this show. So no, he doesn't. F him and f you too.
You're the whole reason I made this list.
Alright, well there you have it. My list of 5 fictional characters that I want to hit them with a rake. Just as hard as I possibly could. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely holiday season. I hope you find something interesting to do in that weird break between Christmas and New Year's. Might I suggest you go check out my 31 for 31 video and watch the movies that I suggested to watch in between, because they're all very weird, just like that week. But you have a lovely holiday season, folks. You have a lovely New Year's. I will be back with new videos so damn soon. Bye-bye!